Hey y'all, we are ready to jump into our next oil spotlight, A to Ylang Ylang. We're covering each oil going through. Today we are talking about bergamot. Bergamot. So this is a citrus. Here's the oil here. Most people might not have heard the name, but you would know it as the main flavoring for Earl Grey tea.
That's how I found out about it, yeah. I didn't know it was a citrus for a long time.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a citrus either. So thank you, doTERRA, for educating me. So we've been researching and we found out some really cool stuff. And this is definitely an oil that we're going to start using a lot more. It's already in a couple of the blends, but we're going to incorporate it more. So let's get into it. Where is it sourced?
It's sourced from Italy.
The Calabria region, along the coast?
Yeah, the Calabria region. But you forgot to tell them, is it bergamot or is it bergamot?
I mean, you could try and say Bergamot to sound fancy, but that's like calling Target Target. So.
Yeah, put the T on there.
Yeah. So, or you could say Bergamot or Bergamot. Emphasis on the Ber or the Mot, you choose. But you do kind of say the T.
That's right.
There. Problem solved. We can go now.
So, like with most citruses, the main chemical constituent is D-limonene. So I'll get into that a little bit more.
D.
But what we haven't, well, hang on. What we haven't talked about yet is how the method of extraction. So what's different about citruses, so all the oils we've covered so far are all steam distilled from the plant matter. This one, they actually remove the rind from the fruit and then they cold press it. So just like olive oil or something like that is cold pressed to get the oil, same thing with bergamot and citrus.
And
is
some
cold pressed.
Some people told me, they're like, oh, I'm not sure about cooking with essential oils. I'm like, you already do. If you have ever zested a lemon or a lime, that's what you're getting. Or, you know, when you kind of squeeze the rind of a citrus and you see the little pops there, that's the essential oil. Those are the oil sacs right there that you're breaking. So, so it comes from the rind of the fruit.
Right. Okay. So back to D-limonene. So.
Back.
Why?
All right. D.
Yes,
D.
why D? Why D?
Why
so
limonene?
In organic chemistry, we have what's called chirality, and the really easy way to think about it is it's just mirror images. So I have a right hand and I have a left hand and they're mirror images of each other. Same thing with how these atoms are bonded together is they can form a structure that's right-handed or left-handed. Now what's really cool is in nature predominantly, and very specific to botany, will produce one chirality. So in this case it's D, it's the right-handed molecule. If you were to go into a lab and chemically synthesize limonene, you would get both left and right. However, our bodies only use one chirality. Our receptors in our cells are chiral specific. And in this case, as with nature, we only use the D-limonene.
So what's really cool is like the way it was created in nature, and we smell it and has those immediate aromatic molecular benefits because that's how we were created to interact with the world around us. Whereas if you're trying to create it in all the synthetics, and the reason they don't work is because your body can't process the chiral molecules, or again, if you're doing it in a lab, you get some other molecules, you know, little extra things attached to the molecule and stuff. But basically, our bodies can only produce that one specific one, and each one is unique. So every constituent in the oils, your body can process each one as it's found in nature.
That's right. So limonene, it's a solvent. You know, you typically see it in cleaning products, typically like a degreaser, you know, now with citrus oil. So that's a great use for D-limonene. Also, it's what gives citrus its scent. That's why, you know, we got that bright single note. It's from the D-limonene. Bergamot also has linalool acetate, which is an ester, just part specific to its chemistry. Some of the minor compounds that are in there are linalool. We talked a little bit about that. It's very calming chemistry. Has geraniol and nerol, which are two constituents that I've learned more about because they're found in lemongrass. And lemongrass is like one of my favorite oils. Again, it has kind of that citrusy smell. But yeah, and then it's even got the sesquiterpene beta-caryophyll, which is extremely high in concentration in copaiba, which we'll talk about there. But it's a very good molecule for acting on our endocannabinoid system and reducing stress.
Yes,
so
reducing stress and good for the muscles.
When we get to applications of bergamot, you're going to hear a lot about stress and stress relieving. And that's why there's kind of some of that beta-caryophyllene in the soil.
what kind of makes bergamot unique in the citrus is not only where it's sourced. It's a very difficult one to grow. You have to have a very specific climate and stuff. So it's
Yeah, so soil and temperature are very important to the citrus.
But citrus, most people think of as very uplifting, very bright, very refreshing, very invigorating, and bergamot is, but because of like the linalool and stuff and its specific chemistry, it's also very calming. And now, okay, so lavender, everybody knows lavender is high in linalool and everybody thinks of it for calming, but not everybody enjoys the scent of lavender. Sometimes it can be really strong, or men are like, I don't want to smell like lavender. So the great thing about looking at the chemistry of the oils is that you can find other ones that have great calming properties like bergamot and use that instead. And bergamot, I mean, as we're researching, everything that we're finding is talking about bergamot's great for stress and anxiety and helping with self-perception and encouraging like a better view of self, you know, more self-confidence and stuff. So this would be a great one to do at work. This would be a great one to do at night. Like we put this in our nightly blend for kids. We put it in the roller bottle that we roll on their back for the kiddos to help them calm down from the day. For teachers, you could like make little gifts for teachers. Even the male teachers. I saw a friend linked a study that shows that male teachers have higher stress than female teachers, but all of them, the bergamot helped reduce the levels of stress cortisol and increase levels of dopamine. So it's working on your hormones and helping you to manage stress. So you could like make little gifts for your teachers, you know, little salt baths or something like that. And a bergamot would be a good one to use because the scent, we didn't talk about the scent of it.
So it's very sharp, one note,
Yeah.
doesn't linger. You can talk about blending, almost like composition, a music composition.
Okay.
And to me, bergamot is like just tapping a single note.
Little
You know,
one note.
a little
It's a
one
little
note. It's just right there. It's sharp. It's short.
It's a little bit grassier, I think, than some of the other citrus. It's also more subtle.
Yeah, it's not super pungent.
It's in the doTERRA's the yoga trio in the Align blend, which the one thing I really like about this trio is if you're not into very strong or overwhelming scents, or you don't want to be disrespectful to everybody else in the office who are sitting right around you and like blast them with peppermint all the time, or if you're on a plane.
Or lemongrass, I've done that.
Or he has actually. All his coworkers are like, what's that smell? So the yoga ones are actually really nice, balanced, subtle blends. So you could do this one. So the Align blend is the yoga one, and I'll show you. This is another way to do it, is to get those immediate aromatic benefits. Here, you want to do a drop?
Yeah.
And you drop in your hand, rub it, and inhale, and you immediately get all those great aromatic benefits. And we've talked before about the emotional benefits of that. So
Great.
Okay.
We do need to talk about, so we're talking about a citrus, and this is kind of the first oil we've gotten into that has some safety precautions.
Yeah.
So just about all citrus, you can kind of play it safe. They're all photosensitivity. So maybe in the old days you've heard of people bleaching their hair with lemon juice. You know, it'll react with UV rays. So this oil is great for skin cleansing, you know, for acne, using it in your face products.
Yeah.
Do it at night.
put it in your night routine. Yeah,
Do it in your night routine. Don't do it in the morning and go out in the sun. You know, it could help you get a sunburn, which you don't want.
But again, if we're going to be calming at night, so that's just a great way to work it into your night routine.
The other thing with bergamot is it can, over time, create skin sensitivities to the site of application. So just use it diluted. This is actually one that is not recommended for neat topical use.
And the reason for that is just the way it reacts on the skin surface. So you can add it to a roller bottle, put it with a little bit of coconut oil. Coconut oil helps it diffuse into the skin a little bit better. And with anything, if there's ever an oil that you're seeing like a little bit too much redness that you don't enjoy, or if it's a little bit too warm, just add a little bit more coconut oil. So this is one that's definitely great to use. Going for my product information page, it is good for aromatic, internal, and topical use. But again, with the topical use, you'll probably want to dilute it or add it to a roller bottle blend. It'd be a great one to put in the diffuser. It can go with other citrus, maybe get like a little bit of cassia or cinnamon in there to kind of balance with some spice. For internal use, it was talking about doing it in some water, and I'm like, I use lemon, I use lime, I use grapefruit, stuff in my water, but I haven't even tried bergamot yet, so I'm going to start trying that in my water.
Add it to tea.
Change up, add it to your tea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of, and what other methods, or not methods of application, what other suggested uses?
So really, it's all around stress with bergamot predominantly. So, PMS, muscle stress, mental stress, used a lot for massage and in massage blends. So just those calming properties and stress relieving properties is really where you want to go to.
Right.
Also calming to the digestive system a little bit too. So it can be used for colic as well. So
yeah, and since we don't know what causes colic, it's just a great one to help soothe. Talking about the emotional stuff, it's also in doTERRA's, it's in the Citrus Bliss blend. So again, invigorating blend, or it's in the Forgive blend, which we love. I think this is one that not a lot of people know about, but they talked about it at convention in 2017, and it is amazing for just kind of helping recapture the moment, as it were, sort of interrupt what's going on and help.
It's a neurointerrupter.
It's a thank you. Yeah, just sort of help
you
reset. Yeah, and so we're showing this is the already pre-diluted touch, or you can get it in the bottle and drop it in your diffuser, or this one's good to go to just rub on the neck, or rub on the wrists, or rub along the spine, or the feet. Hit those reflexology points there.
Yeah, we touched lightly on skin cleansing, so that's another great application for bergamot is.
Yeah, it has similar properties to the other citrus in terms of cleansing things. So, the antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, it's good for cleansing. So you could try adding it to your cleaning products as well. And the nice thing about bergamot, like I said, is it's a very mellow and subtle scent compared to some of the other citrus. So a lot of people really enjoy this scent, whereas they might not like some of the other stronger ones. So this is one that definitely I think a lot of people would enjoy if you want to try, again, making gifts or whatever, or something that's not overkill.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? I think that's it.
We covered the highlights, yeah.
Yeah, and again, as always, this is, what we're covering here, this is a very limited use. We've just pulled together some things to kind of help introduce it. So please comment and tell us other ways that you use bergamot, what blends you do with, what was the one? We used the recently released Litsia and bergamot and lavender. That was a great combo. So yeah, give us your suggestions and
give
comments
us some
and
suggestions
how you use
we
it.
want to use it more.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely one. And let's see, next week is going to be black pepper.
Black pepper, which it's a new oil to us, but I'm loving black pepper, so I'm excited to talk about it next week.
Yeah, and we get to learn. All right, thanks y'all. Have a great day.